Hey everybody, so this week we were supposed to listen to an educational podcast. So I asked some of the classroom teachers at my elementary school which ones they would recommend. And one of the first grade teachers I work with actually recommended one by the cool cat teacher because the kids in our classroom for brain breaks have been requesting cat party. So if you've never experienced a cat party, it's by Cuckoo Kazoo. It's very wonderful. There's a lot going on. So I thought it was really interesting that she had an idea for me. So I watched it. The lady's name is Vicki Davis. Her interview was with a professor named Richard Culata, and it was entitled "What an AI Ready Grad Really Looks Like." He was a high school teacher. He went on to have a bunch of other professions. Now he's currently doing podcasts and reaching out on social media to people. They talked about assessments and cheating. They said that the way we assess has always been bad, and they Stanford actually tracked cheating for a while, and they realized that it didn't change before or after AI tools were actually invented. So that meant that the amount of cheating that was actually happening after AI was no greater or less from what they had studied. We just talk about the use of AI more now because it's more prevalent. He also discussed needing more authentic assessments, and the way he described that is how conversations are much more effective between our students than actually just assessing their skills. Because um, new teachers say that it's too time consuming to actually develop a conversation instead of using the regular assessments that they're given. Um, but Colada says that it gives new meaning to the way that we're assessing the data, and it tells us that students can actually represent the assessment better because we're assessing their skills to be able to come to an end, means to an end, rather than can they just spit the data back out. A lot of that also came down to the fact that they said that students need to see why things are relevant. I've experienced that a lot in classrooms, and so that point really stood out to me because when a child in a room asks if something is going to be utilized in their life and we can't give them a real life example, it's really hard outside of the fact that it's, well, I'm a teacher, and so I had to learn all of these different skills to be able to teach you a bunch of different skills. So I hope that I'm teaching you the right skills. They also had a point where they were talking about now versus 5 years ago and the skills that we needed to be successful for AI. And they said that a lot of it came down to brainstorming. Brainstorming, we can all come up with our own ideas, but AI should be used in a way that it utilizes our brainstorming skills to help come up with even more ideas than even the ones that we can fathom or that someone else could actually give us. Because by taking in the input that we're giving it, it is able to spit out hundreds of ideas to the couple that we are able to generate at a much quicker speed. Um, they also were talking about storytelling, and that was getting more people invested in what you were saying because as a storyteller, it's a natural skill that some people just do not have. And they believe that the more natural of a storyteller you were, that the easier it was for you to be believable and to be heard. Um, they said that we really need to be better human beings and that AI has actually shown some bias. They actually had a study where they had put input data as to how employees were being paid and how they should be hired on a pay scale, and they had put in race, ethnicity, age, um, sex, uh, and the results actually came back that women were actually being paid less according to this hiring scale that ChatGPT had actually generated, and it actually couldn't have been too biased. It was just using the relevant information that it was given in order to generate this report. I was really surprised by that one. Not that it came up with that result, by the fact that they thought that it would probably unbias an opinion, but in trying to show an unbiased, they actually showed a true bias that was being represented in society. Um, Going along with that, it said bias wasn't invented by AI because some people are getting more attention than others, which is making them more successful. Usually AI will catch the bias, but sometimes it makes it worse. So, as much as I would love for it to be used in classrooms, I think that there are lots of benefits to AI. I do think that it could help a lot of us, but I do think there could be some restrictions that we need to actually put in place for it to be utilized in the correct way. And I really enjoyed that podcast, and there's a whole bunch on her website that I actually jumped into after that. There was one about math. Um, they're really short for anybody who just needs like, hey, I want something uplifting. I she's really funny because she has a great accent, and as an actor, I really enjoy someone else that has an accent to listen to talk, and especially in an interview that isn't just a boring kind of interview. Um, I really think that podcasting and blogging can help reach our kids on the new social media level. That if we can record ourselves on a podcast such as this, or on a social media platform that is safe for the kids to view, that this is the best way to communicate with them because they would be much more willing to listen to a video of me talking here rather than actually being in person sometimes. And as much as I want to make that connection with those kids, sometimes the best way to build that relationship would be to have a video that's like, hey, it's your teacher. I'm just talking to you this way because guess what? Hi, a screen meant to screen, but this is actually what we're talking about today. Um, I really enjoyed using Prezi. This was the first time I've actually used it. I've seen a lot of the teachers at Deerfield utilize the program, and it makes a lot of sense why they would use it in their classrooms. I see it in kindergarten, I see it in third grade, I seen it in fifth grade. I'm actually going to talk to some of the teachers about utilizing it a little bit more because I think that it would really connect to the kids. Um, and I hope that I can use it on future assignments. Thank you so much.